People seem to be pretty spent on the standard format. Hey, Annaborn Clown, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, so in addition to playing strictly viewer-submitted deck lists, I also take what I refer to as build-around submissions. People submit a core idea or selection of cards, and then we play some games with them. So in this case, I had someone ask if we could try and make a Nissa Who Shakes the World plus a Sylvan Awakening deck, just like kill people with our lands. So we've got some ramp in here. We've got the Explore package because the Explore package is great. I've also got some other top end up here from a ramp in Ugin, as well as Finale of Devastation with a Miser End-Raze Forerunners, so big Finale can give trample. May or may not be okay. Likely going to be a dumpster fire. Let's play some matches and see how far we can stray from the Diamond 4 rank floor. What's going on, Hot Butter? Welcome, welcome. It depends on if it's standard or modern. I've kind of hit a point in the standard format where these decks like this that are like kind of middling, like the Esper decks and other things that people are playing are just so brutally efficient that playing these tier 2 decks has been a little bit rough the last week or two. Hello, Houseplant. Thank you for the 5 months. And Winford, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the entire year. Explore creatures at least line up okay into 3-mana Teferi, because they draw cards sometimes. The Panav! Thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree, Dude Light. I think we might be in for a rough summer for standard. We'll see. We'll spend a lot of time exploring when the new set drops, and if things get middling, we'll just keep doing 2 modern decks a day and like try and wait it out until the fall. When things rotate. The deck list is not updated. Let me do that for you. Thank you for the nudge. I think current modern is a better format than current standard. I don't know. They're just different, and variety, like if they're both kind of middling, variety is good. Like playing like 2 modern and 2 to 3 standard instead of like 1 modern 4 standard just gets a little bit of variety in what I'm doing. I'm not sure we're going to have the tools to beat this Shalai. The opponent's likely playing one of the mass manipulation / white finale decks, which just does such a good job of stuffing these mid-range decks in a box. It's just hard to be competitive against what they're doing, because they just go so far over the top of what we can do. All right, I drew a pig. If they don't kill this Nissa, the pig might let us steal this game. If they don't kill the Nissa and they don't have a Frill Mystic, we might be able to punk them out with this. That's kind of a big if. They've got a lot of mana here. You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully they just attack and then, like, activate Shalai.
Do not assume I am fragile.
Alright, attacking this is a good sign. I kind of wanted to draw a land there so we'd have an extra thing to attack with, because now I have to use one of my creature lands to cast this, but it is what it is. I don't know if this is lethal. You figure it out. Things that aren't my responsibility to figure out if this attack is lethal. They all have trample, though. Opponent feels the attack is lethal. Is that Vivien Reid matchup? How do we feel about Viv? Could be okay. Shoots down Shalai. They probably have Lyra postboard. It's be like mono green Planeswalkers. Let's do it. Root Snare, get out of here. Ain't nobody got time for Root Snare. I think Carnage Tyrant's kind of mediocre here. Their creatures can outsize him, which doesn't feel good. Okay, 2 shots to draw another forest to turn 3 Nissa. You feel Ripjaw can get advantage on stalled boards. How does Ripjaw provide an advantage on a stalled board? If the board is stalled, my Ripjaw can't really attack. Because likely they'll just be able to 2-for-1 to block it. We could have a fast Finale of Devastation for Pig here, which would be good. I think current standard would be better or worse if Little Teferi was banned. I think it would be worse if you banned Little Teferi and did not also ban Wilderness Reclamation. I think Little Teferi is a safety valve, keeping a thing that is worse than him at bay. How rude. Now that's pretty rude. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If they hadn't killed my land, I would have gotten to Finale. So I think I just do this and shoot Ripjaw Raptor. Yeah, it could be Sweet Stormy. Like I said, I'm looking forward to exploring with M20. Always good to be optimistic, because, like, I didn't think a Planeswalker set could have as much impact as it ultimately ended up having. So, like, if that happens again, maybe it's going to be great.
Rise, my elemental friend.
So I get to kill their Nissa on the backswing here, right?
Fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
How do we feel about casting Finale for another Branchwalker here? And that gives me a chance to hit a land and makes this a 3-power guy to attack. Alright, alright. Opponent thinks it's a good line. I agree. I mean, No Hide Ferox having the drawback of not letting you cast non-creature spells is pretty real. This is the best core set ever. Or the last core set, Origins, was really good too. The flip planeswalkers out of Origins were quite fantastic. We also had a lot of other good designs like Thopter Spy Network in with that set. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. I can Branchwalker, find my 3rd land, grow from the ashes, go from there. We find the 3rd land. Jadelight finds us more after that. All right, here's the boogeyman. I'm gonna bin that. Just want to try and hit some land drops naturally here. Jeffrey, bounce your Merfolk Branchwalker. Alright, 4-3 is good against hero, and I definitely want a Nissa down the line. Grow from the ashes means I'm going to get to my 5th mana next turn, which is nice.
I'm known for my excellent timing. There goes nothing.
This is my excited face. Yeah, Underlords is really sweet, Jin. Do I have a starter's guide to Linux? I don't personally, but there's a lot of good ones out there. Demir Spy. I would recommend checking out Linux Mint. Mint is always my recommendation to new Linux users. This afternoon's Dodal Underlord stream is actually being sponsored by Tefri Time Reveler. He's encouraging people to check out other games.
Here we go.
We are super dead.
Right on, hold that thought.
I'm a person who like always learns better by doing. So like when I learned Linux way back forever ago, it was I just wiped out my system and dove in and made myself learn it. Vivien's actually probably not very good here. Carnage Tyrant seems fine. Turn 2 Jadelight, let's go. They said they added a ranked mode in the Underworlds update from last night, so it'll be interesting to see how long that takes to, like, pair you against people of reasonable skill. Because I've played, like, 3 games with real people in Underlord so far, and 2 of them I won pretty easily, and the other one I just got destroyed, so I feel like I'm not getting well balanced currently. I feel like when it's a new game, there'll probably be a lot of that, people figuring it out. I would love another Jadelight. It's a threat that lets me dig deeper. This is, so, it's not just Teferi that causes parts of this format to be a little bit, to leave a little bit to be desired. Another thing that makes this format kind of suck is cards like Llanowar Elves. This is the reason why they didn't print these cards into Standard for a long time. These cards tend to make very polarized, swingy games of Magic. Like, your decks that have Llanowar Elves, their power level is just like night and day difference when they're on the play versus when they're on the draw. Oh, had 3 extra looks at a land and missed. Having to spend mana to get a land out of your deck is just like the worst feeling. You're just like, you're not a ramp spell, you're a land that cost me mana. It's been a long time since I've played Cobra Saheeli. I believe Gabriel Nassif had played that deck with Little Tef somewhat recently, so if I was going to look back into it, I would probably start there. I think being on the play in general in Magic is, like, always pretty important. I'm off it. We're gonna try one more. Is always pretty important. And this Standard format's not really any exception. Magic in general doesn't have a good balancing mechanic currently for the person who loses the die roll. Yeah, this Standard format has steadily kind of moved down the rungs for me as they've released more sets, which is weird. Usually, and historically speaking, bigger Standard formats are ones I've enjoyed more, but I definitely like Guilds of Ravnica. That first 5-set format right after rotation is probably the best Standard format I've literally played anywhere ever. And then Ravnica Allegiance was like good, but Wilderness Reclamation sucked, but there weren't a ton of people playing it. And then this format is just like, the play patterns that cards like Narset and 3-mana Teferi create are just like, kind of exhausting to play against. They're just like, not fun. At least for me personally. Like, we're trying to work outside the box here, but it's been tough. What would I change to improve the disadvantage of being on the draw? The thing that I would try first is I would have the player who's on the draw start with 8 cards in their opening hand and then have neither player draw a card on their first turn. So basically the person on the draw gets to have a more information when they're making their mulliganing decisions. That would be, and I don't know if that's good or would work, but that would be it's a small advantage, like very small. You should pitch that to whoever you want, Zach. Tell them it's your own idea. Don't mention my name. Don't mention my name. Take that and pitch it to the important people. I missed a free attack here. This was a free attack, so we missed 3 points of damage.
Do you want a chocolate milkshake or a cold fudge sundae?
Chocolate milkshake. You're the best. Look at my wife keeping me fat. She knows if I'm fat, the other women won't want me. I can't remember the last time I went from so incredibly happy to so incredibly sad. I'm gonna sit here and refresh on my milkshake for a moment. I need to soak up the sugar here for a moment and get back into a proper state of mind after what just happened to me. All right, focus. Protection from red. Counter target spell that targets you. Okay, that card's sweet. Let me pull that up for people. Have some bits to go with your shake. Thanks, Scissor. It's a sweet card. It fights red on both axes, right? It blocks their stuff, but then also counters a burn spell. Which seems sweet. We were really far ahead, and then our opponent cast a Casualty of War, killing our Nissa land, our Nissa, and our Llanowar Elves. Alright, I would like to draw lands for the rest of the game, please. Alright, thank you, deck. Is this the comeback that I've heard so much about? Is this where our upswing begins, chat? Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Yeah, Toll-Smear with more playable wolves sounds awesome. I am super excited to play some Toll-Smear decks. He was one of my favorite cards in the Bow deck. I think I might Finale for Jadelight next turn to give myself the best chance to hit Carnage Tyrant on curve. That guarantees Carnage Tyrant on curve. Do I want a Finale for Jadelight? I think so, because my mana the next 2 turns is going to be tied up. Fair. So I know Ugin could kill this thief, but they negated us last turn. So I'm just playing this Carnage Tyrant, and we're just gonna run him down with 7/6s. Let's just attack.
Together we will prevail. The land shall conquer you.
Yikes. Yikes. Are they dead? They're dead, right? Silly opponent. We're done it. Got him. Got him. They didn't expect the haste card out of my mono green deck. Running him down. All right. Sorry about missing the mute there. Usually I'm pretty good about getting the mute in time when I sneeze, but I missed it that time. Abernathy, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Thanks for keeping me around this month with that. As good as that poker hand was, I think I have to mulligan. I think I want to bend that. Next time we'll whine very loudly. Fine, fair. I appreciate the heads up. Letting me know is very kind of you. Been watching your videos with the advice of my brother, but I've never been able to catch you online due to my work schedule. Glad I finally get to see you live. Well, I appreciate that, Nathy. If you don't have another person that you regularly support with your Prime sub, and your schedule doesn't always line up well into mine, you are able to Prime sub while I'm offline as well. You can pop on into my twitch.tv/Jeff Hoagland and drop that off. I really appreciate the folks that do that. If you're one of the many people watching this on YouTube at some point in the future and you have Amazon Prime, you can link that up and support my content that way at no extra cost to yourself. Double Sylvan Awakening, real awkward here. If these were cards that had an effect, we might be okay, but because they're not going to generate any board presence here, we're probably dead. Alright, they're flooding a bit. If they don't have a counterspell for this Nissa, and they keep bricking off, we might steal this. I feel like there's a pretty low chance this resolves, though. And we're dead. Alright. I'm gonna try one more. I can't, when this deck gets to do its thing, it's kind of sweet. I don't know that Sylvan Awakening's very good, but punking people with Finale and Nissa is kind of fun. Nissa Forest Finale Pig is like kind of a sweet thing. We're gonna play one more with this, then we're gonna wrap up the stream today with some Dota Underlords. I think if they keep protection extremely limited to low power creatures, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. The real problem with protection is when, like, single cards run away with the game very quickly. So, like, if you're choosing to play a monocolor deck, you, like, know you're just losing to this protection card. My keep on the draw might have been greedy here. I don't know. I had this and this. So, like, I had 3 looks at my next land. If we miss here, I'm going to play Underworlds. Alright, never mind. Underlords. Look at that. We get to play Magic. We've been given the gift of actually getting to play a game. Playing mid-range and control in this format feels like a huge mistake. If it's not a Command the Dreadhorde deck, likely Esper or the Bant Thief deck. Like, and this deck's obviously kind of being cute, but like blue-black control like we played earlier, all these other various different things, they just can't keep up with the card quality and over-the-top big plays that these other decks do. It's just not a good scene.